Welcome back to the JDW Sports Talk Show, and today I'm going to be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm mainly just going to skim through the roster real fast and give you some draft targets or some draft prospects that they should be interested in the first round for where they are in the draft. So let's get right into it. To their strength on the defensive side, it's their defensive line. It's not their defense itself that's the strength, but the defensive line is pretty solid. You have Ngakwe you just paid. You have Cleveland Farrell, who you just drafted in top five a few years ago. You have that K. You have Crosby, who has shown out and definitely has potential. This defensive line definitely has some big potential, and I think they could be very good, which can definitely help the rest of this defense, which the rest of the defense really does need, because the rest of the defense is weak. And talking about the rest of the defense, let's just go to linebacker. You have Kwiatkowski. I'm gonna try to say that. I don't know if I said that right, but I mean, I don't think he's a good. I don't think he's that good of a linebacker. Then you got Corey Littleton. Didn't really perform with the expectation last year. I'm just not crazy about this linebacker group. Maybe they go after a guy like Jeremiah Owusha-Karamoua to really get a really solid Russian linebacker or a pass coverage linebacker. One of the better pass coverage linebackers we've seen in a while coming out. So I think he would actually be a good kickstart for this defense. And then you have, the corners, which is a little on the iffy side. You have Damon Arnett, who is young. You just drafted him a few years ago. He's got some potential. I'd continue to let him out there and continue to develop him. And then you have Nick Mullen, which I am not a fan of whatsoever. Every single time you turn on a Raiders game or you turn on the tape, he's always getting beat. Always. It's like he's always the one getting beat, but maybe he takes a step. I doubt it. I just don't see it in him. And then you have Lawson, not too crazy on him. I just think this cornerback room needs a revamp. It's young, but not the greatest, and I think they need maybe a little more veteran sprinkled in there. Maybe just someone that's more capable. They don't really have that guy that can cover anyone. In that show last year, but maybe Arnett takes that step. Maybe Mullen takes that step. I doubt it. Maybe Lawson takes a step into the slot, which he is pretty older, but so I don't really see it. But I think he need a good veteran. I don't think Lawson's that guy. Maybe he is to the Raiders. Maybe they see something in him. I don't right now, but I mean, I'm just not a fan of this defense, And then you have the linebackers. I already talked about those. Then you have the safeties. I'm not crazy about the safeties either. Well, safety, I should say. I like Abram. He definitely has some potential, some major potential. It's just a fact of him staying healthy and staying consistent because he wasn't good last year, but he was hurt a little bit. He was, struggling to stay in the field. So I want to see him stay healthy and become consistent. And then you have the other guy, Carl Joseph. Definitely not the guy anymore. Definitely never really was the guy in Las Vegas. I think they need to move on from him. Maybe at corner they draft if J.C. Horn falls, Patrick Surtain, which I highly doubt. Um, some people say maybe Greg Newsome, but I think this is way too high for Greg Newsome. You have Caleb Farley, who was really dropping down boards because of his back surgery. That they were saying that wasn't serious, but it's serious. If it's a back surgery, it's serious. Um, I just think I really don't know who we'd pick. I think on defense, the best value pick here would maybe be Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoa. I just maybe Kwity Paye, maybe even though defense line is a strength, maybe build upon that strength. But I mean, come on, maybe they take Christian Barmore. Maybe he could go here. He's a decent defensive lineman. He's physical, but my only problem with him is he doesn't show up every play. He has a low motor. He has a few plays where he's really playing hard. Then he has a few plays where he settles down and doesn't play as hard as he can. And then you go to the offensive side, which is looking a bit better, much better in my opinion. Got really good weapons for Derek Carr and John Brown, Willie Snead, Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller. They really do have some decent weapons for him. Nothing over the moon crazy, but they get the job done. I'd rather that one guy who could really take over, but I mean, they have to find that guy. Maybe Ruggs takes that step, which Ruggs has a lot to do. He has a lot to work on, develop on, as any rookie does. But Henry Ruggs really did a lot of small things wrong last year. He needs to improve on his hands. He's just got some things that he really needs to work on. So yeah, some decent weapons for Carr. I don't think I really need to talk about Carr too much. I think Carr is one of the things keeping this team together. Some people crap on him a little more than they should. I think Derek Carr is extremely good, underrated quarterback. You know, even though he struggles towards down the road this season sometimes, he's a little inconsistent times, but I mean you gotta help the man out at the same time. It's just and then you have a decent running back in Josh Jacobs. He has a lot of talent, but he was a bit nicked up last year, so definitely want to see more of him staying on the field, more of him staying healthy and consistent. But he was playing a little hurt last year, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And I really love Josh Jacobs. I love his playing style. He's rough. He's tough. He doesn't back down from just running someone over or even stiff arming someone. So I really like Josh Jacobs. And then you have the offensive line, which is one of the biggest downfalls of this team. The bright spot in the offensive line is Richie Incognito. A very solid guard. But other than that, there's nothing to get excited about. There's nothing to be happy about. You got Parker in the right tackle, not it. You have Miller on the other side, not it. Then you have Nick Martin at center, not it. Denzel Good at guard. He's maybe serviceable, but not it. I think you're getting the gist here. Just not it. You want something else. You want something more. You need to protect your guy back there. You need to get an offensive line for Josh Jacobs to run behind. You really need to help out the rest of your team. If you get a good offensive line, it's the engine of your team. If you don't have good protection and your quarterback gets hurt, there goes your season. Or even if he just gets hurt and maybe there goes your quarterback, barring on the injury. Hate to say it, but I mean, we've seen what happened to many quarterbacks that didn't get an offensive line or it was too late. So, maybe they go after a guy like Christian Darrisaw if he's here, which I don't know if he will be. But I think he would be a good pick for them because Gruden does like to be, he likes to play rough football, and Darrisaw is a really solid run blocker. So I think he would be a good fit. Maybe Elijah Vera Tucker if he's here. I don't think both of those two will fall, but you really never know. Maybe Devontae Smith falls. Maybe you put him in a receiver and get another weapon for Carr. But maybe this class is deep enough for offensive linemen to maybe get some protection around Carr and help him out and Josh Jacobs and ultimately the rest of the team. If the offense flows and you got the trenches going, the team's going to be looking a lot better than if you have, an awesome quarterback, but then a crappy old line and you can't protect him and keep him from getting hurt. So let me know what you guys think. I think this Raiders team definitely has some talent. Definitely has some sprinkled in there very good talent. Darren Waller, Derek Carr, John Brown is decent. You have Josh Jacobs, who is very talented in my opinion. You have Ngakoue, Farrell. You have something to work with here, and I think the Raiders just have to continue to build on that. So let me know what you guys think. I think they should draft maybe an offensive lineman or even trade back. But I don't see the Raiders doing that. Maybe they get Jeremiah Owusha-Karamoua. Maybe they get corner and Caleb Farley if he's there. I guess we'll see because you never really know until draft day, right? So let me know what you guys think. Once again, thank you for watching. I have so much fun making these videos. I just thank you guys watching. I have so much fun. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in.